diffuse algorithm.
Diffusing update algorithm.
Yes, diffuse update algorithm.
Diffusing update algorithm. That is for EIGRP, I think. Dual algorithm. Diffusing update algorithm. I'm asking for OSPF. OSPF use which algorithm?
SPF.
Huh?
SPF.
SPA. SPA. Somebody told me like SPA. No, guys, not SPA. SPA you are saying or SPF you are saying? SPA or SPF? There is an algorithm known as SPF, not SPA. Shortest path first algorithm. Somebody said something on chat. Let me see. Best path. Okay. Djax. Lelin. OSPF use an algorithm known as what? Dijkstra's algorithm. Dijkstra. Dijkstra's algorithm. One second. Dijkstra's algorithm. Oh. Dijkstra's algorithm. K is silent over Dijkstra. Okay, it is known as Dijkstra's algorithm. RIP use what? Bellman-Ford algorithm. Bellman-Ford algorithm. Whereas EIGRP use what? Dual algorithm. Diffusing update algorithm. Dual. Diffusing update algorithm. OSPF use Dijkstra's algorithm. RIP use Bellman-Ford algorithm. Okay, and EIGRP use Dijkstra's algorithm. Okay, let's begin. Anything else? What are the features of EIGRP? Basic I am asking. What is the administrative distance for EIGRP? Administrative distance 90.
IGP for 90.
90 for
IGP
90
integrated gateway
IGP,
protocol.
not for IGP. Okay, for internal. Okay, IGP is the different thing and EGP is the different thing. Interior gateway protocol, they are your RIP, EIGRP and OSPF. EGP, that is your exterior gateway protocol, which is BGP. Okay, there we make a difference between IGP and EGP. Here it is internal and external. Internal routes and external routes. Whenever EIGRP will run any network information through an EIGRP, then it is known as what? Internal routes. Okay, and for internal routes, the administrative distance is 90, and for external, the administrative distance is 170. That means if you are performing a redistribution, okay, and your EIGRP is learning, a routes from any other routing protocol. Any other means what? RIP, OSPF, or BGP, or static. Okay, it will mark that route, it will mark that network as an external network. That means what? It is not from my domain, it is not from EIGRP. Its routes are coming from non-EIGRP routing protocol. These routes are coming from non-EIGRP routing protocol. So that routes are marked as external routes, and there the administrative distance mentioned is 170. And for internal, the routes which you learn from an EIGRP only, that routes are from internal routes, and that is what? EIGRP routes 90, the internal routes. Okay, and one more administrative distance you can see in EIGRP is for anyone? The third administrative distance of EIGRP. Summary routes. For summary routes, the AD of an EIGRP is 5. whenever you perform a summarization, okay, so then it will advertise that route with an administrative distance of 5 AD, 5. Okay, so whenever you perform a summarization in EIGRP, they will advertise that network with the administrative distance value of 5. Okay, for internal, the administrative distance is 90. For external, the administrative distance is 170. And for summary routes, the administrative distance is 5. Okay, anything else? Whatever you remembered about the EIGRP, tell me first. You guys have already done the CCNA, then only you are eligible to be a CCNP. So tell me first whatever you have learned in EIGRP. Remember, at least remember one point from everyone. Multicast address. Multicast address is 224.0.0.9 or 0.0.10. Yeah. 224.0.0.9 or 10.
It's 10.
10. Okay.
Yes.
Multicast address in EIGRP. Okay. Whenever they exchange a packet with its neighbor router, they will update on a multicast address with 224.0.0.10. Version 2 use a multicast address of 224.0.0.9. This is the reason two different routing protocols are by default not able to communicate with each other or not able to exchange each other update packets. That is the reason two different routing protocols are not able to communicate with each other. Okay, because whenever a RIP will send a packet to a neighbor router, it will send on a multicast address of 224.0.0.9. Okay, that neighbor router will not accept it because there you have configured the EIGRP. And once you will configure the EIGRP on neighbor router, it will enable a multicast address of 224.0.0.10. Getting my point? Okay, so once your neighbor router will not receive your information which is coming from EIGRP, so how a communication is possible? Similarly, your neighbor router will exchange a packet with its router 1. Okay, it will update on 224.0.0.10. And your router 1 is configured for RIP. Configured for RIP means it is enabled with 224.0.0.9. That means it won't be able to accept that packet. It won't be able to accept that packet. If it won't accept that packet, a communication will never happen. Okay. So the multicast address for EIGRP is 224.0.0.10. Metric BDLRM. Okay. What is metric? Metric is the calculation. From first lecture I am telling you, metric is the calculation which is used to calculate the best path. Okay. So the EIGRP metric, RIP metric is what? Hop count. And in hop count, what this is? The least number of hop count. This is a least number of hop count. Whereas in EIGRP, the metric value is BDLRM, which stands for what? Bandwidth plus delay plus load plus reliability plus MTU, maximum transmission unit, MTU, maximum transmission unit. Bandwidth, delay, load, reliability, and MTU. This is what? Bandwidth. The configured bandwidth on a link, the least configured bandwidth on a link. Delay, the time interval between source and the destination. Load, the maximum load. Reliability, the maximum reliability. And MTU, the maximum MTU packets are 1500. Maximum transmission. So this is what the 5 different types of values: bandwidth, delay, load, reliability, and MTU. Out of these five, by default, which values do they use? Anyone? Or they use these total 5 numbers of values? Or they use only few? What are the values they use? Yes, anybody?
Bandwidth.
Bandwidth, okay. And what else? Bandwidth and what else? Delay, reliability. What are the values they use? Yes, anybody? Yes, bandwidth plus delay. Is it or not? The time interval, bandwidth plus delay. Okay. So they use what? Bandwidth plus a delay. Okay. Yes. Few more points from EIGRP. Hybrid routing protocol. What does hybrid routing protocol means? A combination of distance vector routing protocol and link state routing protocol. Hybrid means what? A mixture. Mixture of what? Distance vector routing protocol and link state routing protocol is known as what? EIGRP routing. Previously, it is an Cisco proprietary. Okay, previously it is an Cisco proprietary routing protocol, but now it is an open standard protocol. Open standard means what? We can use this routing protocol on any vendor router. Next point, IP protocol. What is the protocol number for EIGRP? What is the protocol number for EIGRP? The protocol number for EIGRP is 88. 88. What is the protocol number for RIP? RIP protocol number? Can anyone? The protocol number for RIP, the protocol number for OSPF. Anyone? The protocol number for BGP. They are the protocols, routing protocols, which make their own rules and regulations. So what are they? EIGRP protocol number is 88, which is written over here. Okay.
OSPF 89.
OSPF 89. Very good. RIP 520. BGP. Okay. We will come on BGP SPR. So RIP 520, the protocol number for RIP is a 520, but it comes under what? UDP. RIP is an UDP protocol, user datagram protocol with a port number 520. Okay. EIGRP protocol number is 88, which comes with what? TCP. Next point, classless protocol supported VLSM. Okay, it is a classless protocol. Version 1 classful, version 2 RIP, version 2 classless. Same EIGRP is also a classless routing protocol. Default composite metric use bandwidth and delay. Okay, default composite metric. Composite metric that day I told you. EIGRP use what? Composite metric. Composite metric values are bandwidth, delay, load, reliability, and empty. Okay. By default, they use what? Bandwidth and delay. By default, they use what? Bandwidth and delay. Those values are configured with like K values. K1 is equal to what? K1, K2, K3, K4, K5 like this. You can factor load by load and reliability into the metric. Okay. So what it says, if you want to involve load and reliability into your metric calculation, you can do that also. Okay, by default, they use what? Bandwidth and delay. If you want to involve load and reliability, that also you can do. Okay, how you have to do that we will see in the configuration part. But here they says what? You can involve load plus reliability also in your metric calculation. Next point, send partial route updates only when there are changes, partial update, partial, or you can say an incremental update. Whenever a changes will happen in your EIGRP, then only one router will inform a neighbor router about the changes. And that will be what? Immediately. That will be what? Immediately. Not like a RIP. What RIP do? RIP wait for 30 seconds to update its neighbor router. To update its neighbor router. And the update is what? The complete routing table. The update is complete routing table. In EIGRP is one of the best routing protocol. That is why EIGRP says what? I will update partially. Partially means what? Whatever increment will happen, whatever increment or a changes will happen, that only I will update to my neighbor router, and that will be also what? Immediately. Immediately I will update my neighbor router about the changes. Okay. Next point, support for authentication. Support for authentication means what? Simple as well as MD5 authentication, message digest file. It supports both the types of authentication between the router wherever you have configured the EIGRP protocol. Use dual algorithm for loop protection or prevention. Okay. EIGRP loop prevention is done with the help of a dual algorithm. That algorithm is very big. You don't have that much of a time to define the complete algorithm. Okay, and nobody will ask you about the complete algorithm to explain it. Okay, just remember the algorithm which we use in EIGRP, that is what? Dual algorithm, diffusing update algorithm. By default in EIGRP, by default, an equal cost load balancing is enabled, and equal cost up to what? 16 equal path, and default is 4. By default, equal cost to load balance. That day I define the load balancing also. What exactly the load balancing? Load balancing means what? Balancing a traffic using a multiple path. There are two different types in load balancing. One is equal cost. Equal cost means what? When a metric values are same, then you do what? Equal cost load balancing. Unequal cost load balancing means what? When metric values are different. When metric values are different, whenever a difference is there in your metric value, the least one will be preferred. The least one will be preferred. But if you forcefully send a traffic with an unequal path also, that type of load balancing is known as what? Unequal cost load balancing. So that unequal cost load balancing you can provide or you can configure in EIGRP with the help of variance. What exactly the variance is, that I will explain you. What exactly the variance is? It's nothing. It's a small part like variance. But variance is nothing. Variance is a calculation for your metric value, multiplier of metric value. Huh? Next, administrative distance is 90 for internal routes, 170 for external routes, and 5 for EIGRP summary routes that I already told you. For potential routing protocol for the core of a network used in large scale. Okay, because it does not, like, it support up to 255 number of hopcon, not like RIP. In RIP, how many hopcon does it support? Just tell me fast. How many hopcon does it support in RIP? 15. Okay, 16 is unreachable. Whereas in EIGRP, you can support up to 255 number of hopcon. How many? 255 number of hopcon. That is why they says it's used to support a large number of networks, large number of routers, large number of. Okay. EIGRP support or EIGRP support any protocol. EIGRP support any protocol. Any protocol means what? Like if you configured an IP version 4 on your router, EIGRP will happily share your route update packets. If you configure an IPv6, then also it will support. If you configure IPX, Novell, Netware, AppleTalk, any protocol, any routed protocol, all routed protocols are supported in EIGRP. All routed protocol. In EIGRP, there is a special feature known as what? Protocol dependent module, which is known as what? PDM. Protocol dependent module. With the help of a PDM, protocol dependent module, EIGRP support any routed protocol, whether it is your IP version 4, IP version 6, Apple, NetWare, NetBIOS, Apple Talk, any protocol. EIGRP is ready to work over there. Okay, getting my point. In RIP version 1, does RIP version 1 support IPv6? Anybody? Does RIP version 1 supports your IP version 6 address? Anyone?
No.
No, why no? Okay, version 2 support
IPv6.
IP version 6?
Yes.
Version 2, RIP version 2? Huh?
No. RIP NG.
RIP NG, okay. So RIP version 1 does not support IP version 6. Version 2 does not support IP version 6. To support IP version 6 in RIP NG is the special protocol they have made. RIP NG is the special protocol they have made only to support IP version 6. Only to support IP version 6. Whereas if you will see EIGRP, EIGRP is the protocol which support any of the routed protocol. Any of the routed protocol. It says what? Whoever will come, I am ready to support it. IP version 6, version 7 or whatever. Same like OSPF. In OSPF, in OSPF currently we are using version 2. Okay, which is also not supported with IP version 6. OSPF version 2. For IP version 6, they came with the OSPF version 3 to support IP version 6. OSPF version 3. Okay. With the help of a PDM, protocol dependent module, EIGRP support any routed protocol. What routed protocol is? See, there are two types of a protocol. One is known as what? Routed protocol. And one is routing protocol. Can anybody say a difference? Can anybody know the difference between the routed protocol and routing protocol? IP version, sorry, routed protocol and routing protocol.
Routing protocol defines the path. Routed protocol
Very good.
defines the types of address or data.
Address of. See here. In a simple word, I will tell you, routed protocol which actually carries your data, and routing a protocol is what? Used to calculate the best path. Routing a protocol will define you the path, which path is to be preferred and from which path you have to reach on destination. Okay. But routed protocol is the protocol which actually carries your data from one source to destination. Okay, so routed protocol is like a servant. Okay, and routing a protocol is like a owner. Okay, owner work is to show them the path to a servant. You have to go that way. Okay, but the person who will carry your luggage and will reach on destination is what? The servant. Okay, the servant is what? Routed protocol, which will carry your actual data from one source to destination. Routing a protocol will help him to calculate the best path, okay, to reach on a destination. So routed protocols are your IP version 4, version 6, okay, and so on. Version 4, version 6. Okay, Apple Talk, NetBIOS, NetWare, so and so, which is nowadays we are not using this. We are using is what currently we are using IP version 4, and in future we are going to use IP version 6. Okay, and routing protocol you better know. Any features of EIGRP? RTP. Did anybody remember about RTP? Reliable transport protocol. Reliable transport protocol, which guarantees a reliable delivery of each and every EIGRP packet, which guarantees you the reliable delivery of EIGRP each and every packet type. How many packets are there in EIGRP? Total 5. It is written over here. How many packets are there in EIGRP? 5. What are they? Anybody? What are they? Yes, fast. What are the EIGRP packets? I'm just asking the name. I'm not telling to define it. Okay. So tell me the name at least. At least tell me the name. What are the EIGRP packet types? Nobody. Okay, EIGRP use the 5 types of a packet, and they are what? Hello packet, acknowledgement packet, yes, update packet. Anybody? Query packet. What are the packet? Hello, acknowledgement, update, query, and to respond the query, there is a reply packet. Okay. EIGRP use a concept of neighborship. Neighborship, you know, the neighbor. BOUR, neighbor. Now, what exactly the neighbor is? Neighbor is what? A directly connected router, okay, to whom your EIGRP router will exchange and update a packet. To whom? With your EIGRP router will exchange and update a packet. EIGRP maintain a table known as neighbor table. Okay. In that neighbor table, it will make a list of directly connected routers. It will make a list of directly connected routers. So whenever a partial update will come, whenever a partial or an incremental or any changes will happen, okay, it will update to whom? It will only update to its neighbor router, which are there in their list of neighbors, in their list of neighbor table. Okay, so EIGRP maintain what? A table known as what? Neighbor table. In that table, it will maintain a list of directly connected router to whom which it has done a neighborship. Hello. Please mute your mic. Okay. Neighbor table, what I'm saying about the neighbor table, it will make a table, it will make a neighborship with a directly connected router. Okay. What are the conditions to be a neighbor? There are some set of conditions. If you want to make a neighbor with your neighbor router, there are some set of conditions. What are the conditions? Anybody? Hi, hello should be there na between the routers. Okay, so EIGRP, what EIGRP do? EIGRP exchange a packet known as what? Hello packet. EIGRP use hello packet to discovery of neighbors. It will discover a neighbor with a directly connected router. Okay, to discover a neighbor, they use what? Hello packets. Hello packet should be exchanged between the router. That means what? Router 1 must be able to exchange a packet with router 2, and router 2 must be able to exchange a hello packet with router 1. Then only a neighborship will be formed. Okay, this is not the only condition to be a neighbor. The second condition is what? AS number should be same. AS number, that is stand for what? Autonomous. Autonomous number. AS number, autonomous number. Okay, same AS number routers are able to communicate or are able to exchange the hello packets with each other. Okay, third condition is what? K value should be same. K values. K value is what? Your metric values. Okay. By default, your K values are K values. Okay. If you will see bandwidth. Okay, bandwidth is your K1. Bandwidth is your what? K1. Then load. Then delay. Then reliability. Then MTU. Okay. So load is your K2. Okay, these are the predefined value. I am not defining it by myself. This is K3. This is K4. Okay, and this is MTU is what? K5. Okay, these are the K values. These are the K values. For bandwidth, the K1, for load K2, K3, K4, K5. Okay, by default, for K1, it is what? 1. For K2, it is what? 0. For K3, it is what? 1. For K4, it is again 0. And for K5, it is again 0. Okay. This is the reason. This is here. Here the 0 means what? Off. And 1 means what? On. This is the reason why performing a metric calculation, they only involve two values, and those two values are bandwidth and delay. Why? Because those two values are on by default. Those two values are on. If you want, you can also involve load by making the K value of K2 equal to 1. By making a K value, which is K2 equal to what? 1. This you have to configure it manually. By default, it is what? 0. 0 means what? Off. That is why load did not participate while doing a metric calculation. By default, two values are allowed, and that is what? Bandwidth and delay. This is the default values they have done. I'm not doing by myself. Okay, these are the by default values which is present on your EIGRP. Default present. Okay, so what it says, to be a neighbor on both the router, the K values should be same. That means on router 1, if K1 equal to 1, then on router 2, it should be 1 only. On router 1, the K2 is equal to 0. That means on router 2, it should be 0 only. Okay, that means all the 5 values should match between the routers. Then only a neighborship will happen. Okay, so to be a neighbor or to form a neighborship between two routers, the conditions are hello packet should be exchanged, AS number should be same, and the third one is K values should be matched. Okay, these three are the conditions. Okay, any doubt, guys, from your side? Any doubt? Nothing? Very good. Okay, now in EIGRP, there are 5 different types of packet. Okay, hello packet, what we have seen now. Hello packet, which is used to discover the neighbors. Okay, used to discover the neighbors. Hello packets are exchanged in every 5 seconds. In every what? 5 seconds. Hello packets are exchanged in every 5 seconds. EIGRP default send hello packet in every 5 seconds. Okay, 60 seconds on WAN link with the, that we will see. Okay, by default it's a send hello packets of 50. Second one, acknowledge. It is used to acknowledge, acknowledgement packet acknowledge the recipient of an update packet is hello packet with no. Okay. For hello packet, there is no acknowledgement. For hello packet, there is no acknowledgement except hello. Except hello. For every other packet, there is an acknowledgement. Yes, I received a packet. Okay. But for hello, if you say a hello to me, if for example, I am saying, if you will say a hello to me, okay, I will respond to you with an hello only. I want to say, oh, I received your hello. This is not the response. Okay, if you are saying a hello to me, I will respond to you with an hello only. Hi, hello. Okay, I want to say, oh, I received your hello. Okay, so except hello packet, there is an acknowledgement for every other packet. For update, there is an acknowledgement. Okay, for query, there is an acknowledgement, and for reply, there is an acknowledgement. Okay, but for hello, there is no acknowledgement. Next one, update a packet. Update a packet contain routing information. What it contain? Routing information, and that it is exchanged on a multicast address of 224.00.10. 224.00.10. Okay. Next one is query packet. EIGRP send a query packet to find the feasible successor. To find the feasible successor. Okay, actually this query packet is little bit more, okay, that I will explain you in a bit. Okay, query packet. Okay, to respond to your query packet, they have what? Reply. EIGRP send a reply packet to respond a query packet. Okay, whenever I will query something to you, okay, whenever I will ask, or whenever I have a question to you, okay, you will reply me with a reply packet. Okay, so query packet, reply packet, hello packet, acknowledgement packet, and update packets. So in EIGRP, there are total 5 different types of a packet. One is hello, used to discover the neighbor. Second one is acknowledge, to acknowledge the all other packet except hello. Update a packet to update the routing information. Okay, query packets used to query something. Whenever they have some queries, they will query the neighbor router with a query packet, and the next packet is a reply packet which is used to respond to your query packet, which is used to respond to your query packet. Everyone good with an EIGRP? Whatever features I told you now. Yes, anyone, any doubt in all the features which I explained you now? Or you want more detail on any of the feature? Somebody says something. Yes. QUE again. QUE means query packet. John. QUE means query packet. John Godwin. Okay. Query packet, I told you, I will explain you in more details in a bit. Query packet, query. Okay. Now, in EIGRP, with the help of a dual algorithm, what's the question again? With the help of a dual algorithm, EIGRP makes sure the loop-free environment. Loop-free environment. Okay. To make a loop-free environment, EIGRP calculates successor and feasible successor. Successor and feasible successor. Now, can anyone tell me what is successor and what is feasible successor? Successor and feasible successor. Anybody. Whatever your answer is, all acceptable. Tell me, whatever the answer is. Don't shy, guys. Don't be shy. To make an interactive session, you guys have to coordinate. You guys have to give me an answer.
Successor
How I
means
will come to know
just after
whether you guys
somebody.
are understanding or not? Huh?
Successor
What?
means something.
Successor means
Means just after me or just after something.
just after me or just after something. Okay, successor. But in EIGRP, what exactly it means? In EIGRP, why we use the term of successor? We are saying a basic meaning of successor. Am I right?
Yes.
Okay, but in EIGRP, why they use a term known as successor? Successor is the best path to reach on a destination. Successor is the best. What EIGRP do? EIGRP to make a loop-free environment, they create a successor and feasible successor. Okay, that means what exactly it does. Okay, one more what I will say. Here your source is, and here your destination is. Okay, I'll get the topology. Okay, don't go on this design and all. Okay, just try to understand what exactly I am trying to explain you guys. Okay, so this is the source and that is the destination. To reach from source to destination, how many paths do you have? 1, 2, and 3. Out of these 3 paths, what EIGRP do according to its metric calculation? What EIGRP do? This EIGRP, for example, EIGRP make this path as a best path. What it will make? This path as best path. Okay, so this is your best path to reach a destination. EIGRP is ready to exchange all of its packet from this path, and it is sending also. Okay, in future or after an hour, this link goes down. This link will goes down. Again, what EIGRP will do? EIGRP will work on metric calculation. It will check whether this link or that link, whichever is good for my network, whichever. Okay, according to the calculation, for example, according to the calculation, they have made this path as the best path to reach a destination. Okay, so after some time, after a metric calculation between these two links, they come to know that this is the middle one is the best path to reach a destination, and they start sending a packet using the middle link. Okay, but while performing the metric calculation between the middle link and the bottom link, they have wasted my 5 second, 10 second, or 15 second, which I don't want a delay of this. Okay, so what EIGRP said? What EIGRP said? EIGRP said the first time I calculate the successor route. Successor is nothing. It is the best path to reach a destination. Okay, along with the successor, I also calculated the feasible successor. I also calculated the feasible successor. And now what a feasible successor is? Feasible successor is the second best path. Feasible successor is the second best path. Means in future, my successor link will goes down without wasting a single second. What I will do, I will make my feasible successor as a successor. What I will do, I will make my second best path as a best path and start sending a packet. Then I will calculate the feasible successor without any hesitation. I have a much time. Okay. Much time for what? To calculate the second best path, not to calculate the best path. You guys getting my point? Okay. So at the very first time, what it do? It calculate the best path and also what second best path, not the third one. Okay. Only best and the second best. In future, a best path will goes down. Immediately it will do what? It will make a second best path as a best path. Okay, and keep going its data, keep sending its data. Okay, in some time it will also calculate the feasible successor and it will keep it in its table. Okay, so in future, if your second link will goes down, what it will do, it will make the third feasible successor as a successor and keep sending its data. Okay, so this is known as what? The successor. Successor is nothing. It is the best path to reach a destination, and feasible successor is the second best path to reach a destination. And this calculation and this election is done with the help of metric calculation and all. Guys, getting my point? Good with all the things? Or do you have any doubts?
If there is
Ah,
link between source and destination, after failure of first link, the second link become the successor and
first link.
the feasible successor. Election process continues.
This process will continue. This process will continue.
Okay.
This is the you can say a key features of EIGRP. That is why EIGRP is known as one of the best routing protocol in between like RIP, EIGRP and OSPF. They have more calculation over here. How they calculate the successor, how they calculate on basis of what they calculate the feasible successor. They have many calculation over here. That I will explain you. Don't worry. Okay, good enough for today. Tomorrow we will continue EIGRP only. Okay, guys, thank you for joining us today.
Thank you, sir. Good night.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. Good night, everyone.
Thank you.